How's it going, YouTube? I'm Dave. Welcome back to the channel. And now I know I'm a little late to this, but it's not too bad. It's only been 3 days. Better late than never, you know, as they say. But we have a Resident Evil creators message. This happened during Capcom Spotlight showcase, which happened 3 days ago. So we're going to go ahead and check this out now. I am aware that there were certain things that was said that kind of sparked some controversy, and I will be talking about that. I'm going to make a separate video focusing on it, but I wanted to dive in here, take a look at seeing what they're saying, and I believe this shows us some footage, gives a little bit of information, and yeah, basically the devs are sitting down and telling us about the game. So let's go ahead, jump on in. I'm not going to waste any time. Let's go ahead and check this out. Concept. All right.
開発のコンセプトは病みつきになる恐怖というのを掲げています。恐怖を乗り越えるね、気持ちよさ、そこのカタルシスってやっぱこう脳汁が出るんですよね。それ自体が
Creates an addiction that makes you want to play more. Okay, I like that. Addictive horror. Focus in while scary, it makes the game first person. Alrighty. Serves as our launching point for Requiem. Oh shit!
バイオハザードレクイエムは、シングルプレイかつ、オフラインのゲームとなっています。
As it should be.
バイオハザードで一番重要なのは恐怖体験だと思うんですけれども、今作においてはその恐怖体験っていうところに、しっかりとフィーチャーした内容に仕上がっているんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Okay. Character.
今回の主人公は FBI 捜査官グレース・アッシュクロフト。内向的で怖がり、バイオハザードとしては割と新しいタイプのキャラクターを作ろうとしています。プレイヤーと同じ目線で一緒になって怖がれる、こういうキャラクターを狙っています。物語の中でもちろん彼女も恐怖を克服し成長していくんですけども、 FBI 捜査官なので銃の扱いも慣れてますし、冷静な推理力とかも発揮しつつ活躍するキャラクターになってます。レオンを主人公にしようっていうのは実はずっとあったんですけども、どうしてもレオンを使ったバッチバチのホラーっていうのが割と難しく。
Okay, now this is a thing that I was saying. I already heard the controversy that kind of sparked. Again, I'm going to make a video about this because Leon is my favorite video game character just in general. You know, out of all the characters in gaming, Leon was the first video game character that I connected with in the original Resident Evil 4. I'm going to give a small answer to this because, again, I don't want to go too much into it because I want to save it for a separate video, but I understand what they're saying. Like, make a game horror based and having Leon as the central protagonist of the game. It's kind of hard to find a way to make him scared or, you know, find a way to make it intense, you know, stuff like that. Someone on Twitter said that we can kind of have RE4 to blame for this, and I understand. It was very cheesy. He's saying one-liners. Leon doesn't really look like he's being scared, this and that. But Leon's gone through a lot of shit, so he's unfazed by a lot of this. And again, that's what makes him a good agent and a good person to fight against bioterrorism, because this stuff doesn't faze us anymore. However, I do think that there's a way you could make it work, and with them going back to Raccoon City, I feel like if you were to play around with the PTSD aspects, maybe bring in hallucinations with the Hookman or something like that, then that's a way that you could kind of unlock the fear side of Leon. But again, I want to save my thoughts for a separate video where I can just kind of make my thoughts known, write it out in a script. But yeah, I don't disagree, but I don't agree at the same time. But I do understand. And I think them going with Grace Ashcroft as the main protagonist was the better choice. However, with Leon not being the main protagonist, that doesn't mean that he's not going to be in the game. I still think that Leon will be in this game, but he's just obviously not going to be our main protagonist.
活躍するキャラクターになってます。レオンを主人公にしようっていうのは実はずっとあったんですけども、どうしてもレオンを使ったバッチバチのホラーっていうのが割と難しくて、落ちてきたバケツに びっくりするとか。
I understand that,
そういうのって
yeah.
そんなみんな見たくないやろっていうところで、じゃあホラーと食い合わせ悪いよなっていうのがやっぱりありましたけど。
He can be a match if you do it right. I feel like he could,
ファースト
but
ト
I
レーラ
understand.
ーご覧になって分かるようにグレース自身がまあすごいいろんな目に合うんですね。 PV で断片的には入ってるんですけれども、逆さずり一つとっても顔の赤らみ高揚感であったりとかうっ血してる表現、あとは髪の毛もかなり力を入れてまして、自分たちでスタッフと一緒にプロの方を呼んで実際にウィッグを使ってそこからシミュレーションして CG に落とし込んだりとかもしています。
バイオハザードレクイエムはですね、
They're really proud of that, of those hair
三
physics.
人称視点2つの視点で自由に切り替えな
This is
が
what
ら
I'm excited
遊ぶこ
about.
とができます。主観視点だとその恐怖を間近に感じることができて、緊張感のある臨場感のある、ゲームプレイっていうのが可能になります。三人称視点だとキャラクターの肩越しでの視点というところでアクション、そういったところがよく見えるゲームプレイになると思いますので、アクションが好きだなって思う方には、三人称視点の方がおすすめです。
Raccoon City.
滅菌作戦以降30年近く経つんですけども、ゲームの舞台として登場します。
その当時アンブレラ事件っていうのでシリーズがヒットして、それ以降もさまざまなキャラクターたちが、いろんなラクーンシティで起きた事件をきっかけに立ち向かっていくようになったり、人間成長したり、そこに今回この表現のメスを入れるっていうのが作り手としてはやっぱりかなり緊張感を持って臨ませてもらったっていうのが大きかったですね。
ラクーン事件に関わった、もしくはラクーン事件に巻き込まれて大きく人生を変わってしまったり、命を落としてしまったりと、そういった登場人物がたくさん出ます。レクイエムは彼らに向けての言葉通り鎮魂であり、もっと言うとバイオハザードシリーズ、ラクーン事件、アンブレラをきっかけに生まれたシリーズのある種一つの区切りという意味でレクイエムというタイトルをつけています。
And I love the title. I think the title's
バイオハザードレクイエ
perfect.
ムは2026年2月27日に発売予定です。2026年3月にバイオハザードシリーズ30周年を迎えます。30周年記念タイトルの名に恥じぬようなゲームとして本作リリースしたいなというふうに思っております。
Can't wait.
グレイスの母親は
大きく方針を転換してですね、
実写映画を目指すというところで
Further interviews with the creators that didn't fit into today's presentation will be released today on the Resident Evil portal. Register your Capcom ID to see the rest.
ラクーンシティっていうところは基本触っちゃいけないもんだと。
Okay, I'm gonna have to check this out as well. Yeah, so right off the bat, game looks beautiful. I love the fact that we could switch between first and third person. I'm someone who prefers the third person perspective, as well as fixed camera angles. Now, obviously, we're not going to go back to the fixed camera angles. But I just love being able to see your character, and while the first person perspective helps with like the horror, with the survival horror aspect of RE7 and RE Village, I would rather I can't talk today. I would rather just like to play my Resident Evil games in third person. I think third person is the best way to play them. But what I want to know, and obviously I'm going to play this game in both first and third person. What I want to know is, do the devs prefer you to play in first or third person? My guess is probably third person. I think it was confirmed that the game is made to be played in first person. I will play the entirety of the game in whichever perspective should be the default. And then my second playthrough, I'll play through on the other camera angle. But I'm really excited for this. Gameplay looks great. It looks gorgeous. Yeah, February can't come here soon enough. The whole Leon situation, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think that Leon could fit as, a horror protagonist? Again, yes, like, he's a hardened character. He doesn't get phased by stuff. So I can understand you want to go for someone who you can play off the anxiety. You can play off the fear. And, you have all those things to play around with. But I think it could work with Leon if done properly. Like I said, I think the PTSD thing, if he is in this game, because like we see in Resident Evil, I believe, was it Infinite Darkness, the TV series, he holds Raccoon City in a high regard, to the point where he still kind of has guilt for what happened. And I feel like if you were to play with the PTSD moments, some hallucinations, maybe he gets infected with a virus, he starts hallucinating, kind of incorporate those Resident Evil 3.5 elements, I think could make for some interesting gameplay, but as well as a story narrative. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. I will be making a video kind of covering all this topic, all the topics I should say. I really can't talk today. It's a Monday, you know how it is. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna check out the second video on the Portal page. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure that I really can't talk. That's going to be it, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with Resident Evil 9 content. And as always, God bless.